Hi guys.
Thank you, Madam Secretary.
It'll take law and order and leadership there that partners with us that we haven't seen yet. In my discussions with Governor Walz, and from what I've seen on his press gatherings, he still is not willing to work with our federal officers to bring peace to the streets of Kansas.
Madam Secretary?
Plans to pull out of Minnesota. No plans to pull out of Minnesota. And how would you describe what you were saying?
So, no plans to pull up Minnesota. Okay, that's what she says. I'm gonna send out another clip, the full interview of this. It's 8 minutes, so I don't want to mix it because there's a lot of important things in here, and many of you guys are probably not going to listen to the entire thing. So this is the most important thing. No plans to pull out of Minnesota. Okay, we talked about the February 20th time. We think that that is when she will have to pull out. Okay, so if it is not by the end of this month, with the CR expiring for the government shutdown to ensue, if it doesn't get passed and more funding comes their way. So if they're going to do the Insurrection Act, that is going to basically pass the buck onto the military. So that might be something that they may do post the shutdown. Okay, I don't know if they're going to do it before. They may, but it is very possible that once the funding stops with the government shutdown, because the military obviously has more funding, that they may decide to do that. Okay, because of the funding. So that is one scenario. They could do it before, they could do it after, they may not even do it. Whatever it is, we need to just kind of buckle up and just wait 1 month, okay? So again, it says no plans to pull out of Minnesota. So you gotta hang in tight, guys. We have to support Minnesota, and Minnesota residents need to understand exactly that. They're in it for, you know, as they say, the kill. Literally, no pun intended, literally and figuratively. And then she says, listen to what she says, and I'll stop the video because she says that they're there for fraud. So the problem with that is so many problems, but the main problem is if you're there for fraud, what does that have to do with U.S. citizens or asking U.S. citizens or American residents, permanent residents, about their verification? Because what fraud are they doing? She's talking about Somalian fraud. So this is like apples and oranges. This is the same thing that we've seen in every situation with Taco, especially in the second term. If it's with tariffs, it's like 15 excuses, 15 arguments, false claims. Venezuela, why are you there? For the D's, for the pews, for Maduro, for the oil, for the people, okay? Because of the Western Hemisphere, the Monroe Doctrine. Like, it just goes on and on and on. He's a dictator, right? So this is just another same thing. So when you're doing something wrong, guys, you start making shit up. And it doesn't make any sense, so then they go to the next claim, false claim. Then they go to the next false claim, and then you go next false claim. And what happens with the reporters is they do ask, at some point, all of them, but no one reporter says, okay, just give me a minute here. Let me just understand this. You said you went into Minnesota for this. Okay, that's a lot of fucking reasons to go to Minnesota. But then when we ask you about it, you just basically shift to another reason. So which one is it? It can't be all of them. And let them say it's all of them when it's actually not. Because she tells you right here, it's for the fraud.
Seeing on the ground there, would you describe it as an insurrection, and do you think the president should invoke the Insurrection Act? I describe it as violent and a violation of the law in many places. I discussed with the president this morning several things that we are dealing with under the department in different operations. We did discuss the Insurrection Act. He certainly has the constitutional authority to utilize that. My hope is that this leadership team in Minnesota will start to work with us to get criminals off the streets. Remember, we are there in surged operations because of the largest fraud scheme in American history. We had people stealing from taxpayers, stealing funds away from the most vulnerable individuals in this country, people who need...
So I just want to make sure you understand that. She says the largest fraud tax scheme. So I've never seen a military operation ever engage in using of military personnel or ICE personnel for a tax fraud scheme. The same tax fraud scheme as we discussed, that they basically let go of just under $5 billion of fraudsters. So when she's saying the largest fraud scheme in history, Taco let go of as many as 100 people in his first and second administration that total $5 billion. And alone, the Hernandez dude, the cocaine dude, the former president of Honduras, 500 tons at 100 to 400 million tons per ton value, street value. 500 tons is equivalent to 50 billion to 200 billion. So at $400 million per ton times 500 tons is $200 billion. So the street value of the cocaine that Hernandez, the former Honduran president, that Taco commuted a 45-year sentence that he was convicted with evidence, 45 years for 500 tons. That's $50 to $200 billion. So I want to make sure you understand that these guys are lying to you. They're complicit in this scam to basically destroy Minnesota, declare war on Minnesota, but they can't say that, but their actions show that. But what they need to say, it's the biggest tax fraud. So if it's the biggest tax fraud, they're there for undocumented residents. Which one is it? Okay, is it criminal? There's too much criminal activity in Minnesota. That is not their job. Okay, so is it is it criminal activity? Is it the tax fraud? Is it fraud? Is it the Somalians? Is it undocumented? Is it the undocumented that are here that are not doing any engaging in criminal activity? Or is it the undocumented that's engaging in criminal activity, engaging in M&R? Because the people that that they're encountering at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or even later at night, they don't look like any of those people. Because if you're engaging in fraud, which we've said so many times, you don't go out, okay, and do the things that they're doing, okay? And then she claims later on in this video that they didn't do anything wrong, that they have all authority, the ICE agents have all authority, they've never done anything wrong, never have ever done anything wrong. So she is lying through her teeth, and she is covering them up in so blatant fashion that she says that they've never done anything wrong. They've not done anything wrong. In fact, they were harmed, and it's a miracle that if they were attacked or assaulted in any way, like yesterday, that she's grateful that they're still alive. Okay, if they were assaulted, they were assaulted by one or two, maybe three, versus dozens of ICE agents and these Border Patrol agents. They have 3,000 people on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, even the mayor, okay, Frey, literally said we have 600 police officers And that is not all at once. That is an aggregate. And they're not on working at the same time. And they're dealing with 3,000 agents, ICE agents, Border Patrol personnel, all at once, almost all at once. And more are coming. Hundreds are even coming daily. So that toll is going to increase. And then they're going to do the Insurrection Act, which causes this total to increase even further from 3,000, 4,000, whatever it is right now. So I'm just going to go back so you can hear it again, that she says this is a tax fraud. Again, tax fraud does not need 3,000 agents on the ground with grenade launchers, weapons to basically shoot to kill, among other things. Okay? You don't shoot somebody in the head 3 times, a U.S. American citizen, for tax fraud. I want to make sure that's clear to you. So I'm just going to rewind that. You can hear it again. And I'll stop. I'll send the whole video out so you can see it. And so this is the key thing, that they're not leaving, and it's because of a tax fraud. And we know, if we know those two things to be false, and we're only 1 minute into her Q&A with reporters, do we really need to see the 7 minutes? I will send you the whole thing, but that's what I'm getting at. Because if we kind of chop everything, we know that they're all lies. So there's no point of doing that. We've done that in our video, saying that she will be prosecuted, she will be removed, and the key date is February 20th. And April, May, June, July, she may not even be around, okay, or sideline. And at some point later on this year, she won't be around. And then she will be prosecuted in 2027. Everything that she's saying, everything that she's doing, because she's more complicit than Stephen Miller, because she is the head of Homeland Security and ICE. Okay, so there is, and if somebody is passing away under her watch, she is responsible, just like whiskey is responsible for what is happening in Venezuela and these boat strikes and all these other things that he's doing, which we only find out through hearings and investigations. That only comes with a change of control in Congress. So she's thinking that Congress is going to remain the same. Her job is to cause chaos, declare war on Minnesota, to make sure that Taco stays in power. And if Taco stays in power, they can continue to do this. That is their runway. We need to cut off their runway. We need to cut off their funding at the end of the month. The government needs to shut down. The funding cut starts there. Then there's congressional hearings, investigations that will likely happen. There's already an impeachment for her. So the ball has already started rolling. We sent the video out. Please look at the video because it talks about everything that we need to know as far as the catalyst. The biggest catalyst here is she says they're not getting out of Minnesota. So Minnesota needs to wait 1 month. And one day feels like a month, and obviously 1 month will feel like a year. It's going to be hell. It's hell right now. So just help and support Minnesotans and anybody involved in what's happening there. So we do need to support them. And she did say that it's for a fraud. And you can see from the people and what they're saying is absolutely nothing about that. Not one time did an ICE agent say, hey, step back, guys. I'm throwing you grenade launcher, smoke bombs, and flashbangs, and grenade. I'm gonna release my grenade launcher because you guys are helping the biggest tax fraud ever. You're covering up. You're supporting the biggest tax fraud ever. ICE. Do you see an ICE agent saying that? Do you see a Border Patrol doing that? By the way, why would a Border Patrol be 2,000 miles from Mexico to Minnesota? Because that's the distance. So literally, you have Border Patrol agents that are supposed to be in the Mexican border for the most part, and they're 2,000 miles away from where they should be working. Tax fraud in Minnesota, and that's involving everybody. So this is the two biggest lies, and we're only 1 minute into it. So there you go.